Okay, welcome. Systems of inequalities. Really long process. Let's do it together. We got a couple problems for today. So a system of inequalities is different from a system of equations because we're not talking about an equation anymore. We're not talking about one specific point being the answer or infinite solutions or no solutions. We're talking about a range of answers almost all the time. Now, there still are infinite and no solutions, but we're going to talk more about the range of answers, right? Inequality. So, basic inequalities: x is greater than 3. Well, that means that x can be any number that's not 3 or below. So, it can be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 3.5, whatever, 100, 1,000, a billion. So, that's the answer for an inequality. It's a range of answers. Same process for a system of inequalities. I have a graph here because the graphing method is the awesomest way to solve this. Otherwise, it's going to be a nightmare. You need to represent it graphically. So, all right. So, a couple of things to remember. One single point is not the answer for a system of inequalities. You have a range of answers. Okay. The second thing, greater than signs and less than signs. Okay. So, simple greater than or less than signs. They're dashed lines. Okay. And a greater, less than, or equal to lines are solid lines. So greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to is a solid line. Okay, and it represents that a point on that line could be an answer because of the equal sign. Basically, remember it like this: equal sign, the little equal sign right there. That's the same thing as a solid line. And then the dashed line means the point. If a point was on that line, it wouldn't work because it would not be greater than or less than. All right, let's do this process together. First one, y is less than or equal to x minus 2. I'm going to try to make it easy for you so you understand how to do this. And then the other line in the system is y is greater than negative 2x plus 1. They're set up in slope-intercept form. Don't worry about the inequality sign just yet. We still have to graph these lines. So let's go ahead and graph the black line first. I start at negative 2. So here's the origin. I go down 2. And the slope is 1. Right? So 1 over 1. So up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. I'm just going to make a few more points on this graph. Okay, so this is the black line. Now, it's less than or equal to, so let's draw that line. Okay, so less than or equal to is a solid line. Okay, so I'm going to draw a solid line and do the best that I can. It's not going to be perfect, but it's okay. You'll get the point. Now, here's where the inequality sign comes into play. When it's less than or equal to, so less than means below or down, right, or less. So what I like to do is after I graph my line, I like to make a few arrows pointing in the direction of where the inequality will be, or where points actually work on this inequality. So for instance, if I just graph this line, any point that's down here is a solution or a possible solution. Points up here won't work because then it won't be something that works out, right? So just make little arrows before you start shading things because that's going to be a nightmare. So little arrows will help you out eventually. Now, let's go ahead and graph the red line. So the red line is the slope, the y-intercept is plus 1, so up 1 on the y-axis. And down 2 over 1 is the slope, so negative 2 is the slope. So down 2 over 1 is the slope, down 2 over 1 is the slope, down 2 over 1 is the slope. Now, just because they have a point there, the common point, if this was a system of equations, that would be the answer. This isn't a system of equations, this is a system of inequalities. So one single solitary point is not the answer. Before you make your line, identify what you've got here. We've got a greater than sign, so I'm going to go here, right? Boop, 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 like a railroad track. Okay, so I'm going to go like that. Now, here's where hopefully this kind of comes together for you. Greater than, it means above or more than, right, above. So I am actually going to make my arrows to go above the line. Technically speaking, that's above the line. And I know it's weird because it's going on an angle like this, but just tilt it. Pretend like it was being tilted. Everything above it would be a possible solution. So above the line, above the line, above the line. Now, this is where it all kind of comes together. The range of answers that we're looking for, or the answer to a system of inequalities, is where we can shade where both arrows point in the same direction. So a part of the graph that satisfies both inequalities. So for instance, I would not shade in this area, right? And the lines will make no natural boundaries. I will not shade in this area at all because the arrows are both pointing away. I will not shade in this top area at all because although the red line that would satisfy an equation or an inequality for the red line, the black line does not work. So I can do that. So if you feel like putting X's here, that makes it a little easier for you, go ahead. I will not shade in this area because once again, arrows are pointing down for black, but arrows are pointing to the other way for red. My answer, the system of inequalities solution, is a point that is anywhere in this area because it satisfies points that are both down and up for red and black. So that's an answer. During class, because I don't want to run into too much problems with this 48-minute video, just kidding, we will pick a point in the solution area to make sure that it works, and we'll plug it in, but we'll do that in class. So if you want to go ahead and pick any point that's in here, plug it into both solutions or both inequalities and see if it is a true statement. If it is, you're good. Also, if you're not sure about your line or you're not sure about the inequality, pick a point that's anywhere in the no-no area, right? So it's not going to work out. Plug it in and see if it works for you, and it will come out true. Okay. I'll leave you with this one. I'm going to leave you with one more to try, and I'll give you the solution to the inequality. So just try it, replay this. You're going to have to do this a lot, so just make sure you understand where we're coming from. The next problem, y is less than negative x minus 3, and y is greater than or equal to, I think that's 3 over 2x, hopefully that is, plus 2. Okay. So you're going to graph both those lines and see if you can come to an answer to the system of inequalities. I think I lost my cap for this. That stinks. How could I have done such a thing? It's silliness. See? Did you take my cap? I'm really looking around for it. This is frustrating. Alright, so I'm going to give you the answer. Actually, I'm going to try to give you the answer. Basically, no, I'm not going to give you the answer. Ha! See ya.